And this week on the news.
This week in the news, not much. Sadly, the left-wing lizard overlords didn't watch much news over the last week, I'm afraid, so we'll have to just talk about what we know, which isn't much, I'm afraid. But yes, welcome to the Metropolitan Elites, and this is what we think we should have been told to say.
We had someone on YouTube, which is, I replied with the FDR thing, who was asking our views on why is it okay to demonise the poor with a minimum wage and yet have no upper wage.
There's no maximum wage.
No maximum wage.
Really?
Which kind of speaks to what we've just been talking about. What do you think about that, imposing a maximum, which is effectively what FDR did? 25,000, 100%.
Well, again, it's far too extreme. It's equally as extreme in the other direction as in that direction.
Yeah, but let's say the wage was £350,000 a year.
There are people who should be earning more than that. There's not many.
Who should be earning more than £350,000 a year?
Bill Gates. I made allusions to Clive Sinclair last week, and in his heyday, he should have been earning more than that, adjusted for inflation. I think so. Yeah, the real people who've done great stuff. What's his name? Elon Musk. You're talking about. There's all sorts of stuff in the news about him screwing up and things like that. But if people have really done good stuff, Terry Wogan.
Yeah.
Should Terry Wogan earn more than that? Yes, he probably should. Should have done, because why was he given a knighthood? I don't think anyone should have a knighthood, but why was he given a knighthood? Because he's done something, made people happy and all that stuff.
Okay, here's a question for you. This is interesting, because I kind of agree with you, but you're saying Bill Gates should earn more than £350,000 a year. Let's say we had a wage cap on £350,000 a year. Do you think Bill Gates would never have made Microsoft?
We don't know. We don't know, do we?
It's an opinion, but
in
your opinion, do you think he would have?
What we know about Bill Gates, he probably would have done anyway. Yeah. So there is an argument that the people who are only inspired by having millions and millions, they're the sort of Dragon's Den type characters who, in a way, don't actually do anything.
You listen to the people on Dragon's Den; they actually are fairly sensible. They don't seem like the kind of people that actually hammer people down on wages. Quite often they'll say, no, we pay people decent money because we want their attention 100% focused on the job, and they want the loyalty that comes with that.
Well, in business, that's the ones that are successful. Yeah. That's what they do, isn't it? It's really, we're talking about government policy, aren't we?
Yes and no, because then you've got your Mike Ashleys who kick the living crap out of the people who are making his business work.
Well, Steve Jobs was a git.
Yeah.
Such an interesting character, because obviously he was such a hippie and yet sacked people in the lift on the way to work. Not really nice at all.
Yeah. An upper limit. The arguments that would come out against that is, okay, it would need to be some kind of worldwide thing, because all that would happen is the top people in the country would leave and go abroad somewhere. Yeah. Well,
what about the lottery? Then the people who win the lottery would be the richest people in the world.
Well, maybe you'd have the lottery capped at 350,000. You'd have
that would be very sensible
winners.
Yeah,
you'd have much more likely to win.
Yeah.
But we're talking about earnings and not wealth. Yeah. So Bill Gates could still earn £350,000, but his actual wealth would increase because the value of his company increases.
Yeah, it wouldn't be his actual pay. Yeah. It would be his whatever he's getting.
Yeah. So he would get an increase in wealth. So let's take that argument that people would leave if you tax the rich too heavily. Well, what we talk about, and my attitudes towards it are changing a bit, but social movement, the idea of going up in the social ladder, social progression, is normally associated with getting better jobs, going to a better school and stuff like that. I think what we have a problem now is that the people at the top are paid so well that they don't get anywhere, and basically it's a stopper in the bottle. Yeah, it's not allowing people who are motivated, who are pretty good, to rise through the ranks, because the guy at the top has got a pretty good network of friends who he went to school with, paid incredibly well. He doesn't want to move anywhere, and It stops the people rising through the ranks. So if people actually left, well,
Yeah,
okay.
wouldn't that create lots of momentum?
It puts our foreign competitors at a disadvantage, because whereas we're paying, our technical director £350,000 a year, they're paying theirs £1.5 million a year or whatever. So they've got the burden of that pay, and we've got that social progression, people rising through the ranks.
And then you have aspiration.
Yeah, which then creates aspiration. People actually want to.
You actually can.
They can see. If I work hard and I study hard, I can get there. It's achievable, which is not really. Well, that feeling I don't think really exists, especially in this country.
Definitely. And the people in my work I meet, I won't talk about it too much, obviously, but the people in my work I meet do not have that to convince them of any aspiration. It takes effort.
Yeah.
And that, because of that, they see these things. It's so ridiculous. They see mine in class arguing with Ed Miliband. You can't live in £1 million house. I can't. It's not just.
Well, you're going to tax candles, air, whatever. You can't just point at things and tax them.
Well, she needs taxing, doesn't she?
What a ridiculous argument. Anyway. Yeah. So I think for social mobility, it would actually help social mobility rather than hamper it.
Yeah, it would.
I don't think it's as black and white as it's made out. We can't put a cap on this. You definitely need a goal. Yeah, you need something up there which says, if I work hard, I can do this. That's what keeps people going. Otherwise, you go to stack shelves and you never think of progressing.
I mean, a lot of the argument isn't about wage; it's about the bonuses, isn't it? And that the wage is whatever it is, but and then what they do is they dump on these ludicrous bonuses. Have £1 million, there you go.
We only lost £250,000 this year.
Yeah, you've all been completely useless and not actually done anything, but bonus,
Yeah.
And that's the incestuous nature of it, isn't it? Anywhere else, lower down in society, if you've blown it, you're not going to get. You'll be worried about keeping your job, not getting extra money for nothing. The politics of envy. We're just jealous. Yeah. Obviously, that's what it is.
I've talked about social mobility there and how we can sort of improve it with having a bit more throughput, increasing throughput by reducing the top wage. But I actually think social mobility, it seemed as a very important subject, something that we've got a fundamental problem with. I don't think it's as important as is made out. I think the real issue is that gap between the rich and the poor. The fanning out of society is causing some real problems. If that was a little bit narrower and the stratification wasn't so obvious between people, I don't think people not having social mobility will be such a problem.
Yes. Yeah. There you go. So that's all we've got time for, I'm afraid, because the batteries run out in our camera. Sorry. But we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
For more stuff, and hopefully I'll have read the news.
Yeah. Bye.